Hey, this is Chris with MCC. I want to give you guys a quick rundown on how to use the Excel connector to push data in and out of salesforce.com. When I first discovered the Excel connector about 5 years ago after Ron Hess made it available to everybody, it's what I call lights on moment. It opened up salesforce.com to the organization that I was working with to all kinds of different business applications. And it allowed us to take existing systems that were able to push data out in simple CSV or Excel file reports, and we could batch load that information into the Salesforce org. One thing that I always like to do with the Excel connector, since I'm a sales and marketing person at heart, whenever I'd have a new person join my sales team, I always like to load up the first 90 days of qualifying calls for them. And the Excel connector made it simple. So in this exercise today, I'm going to show you how we can pull information out of Salesforce, the lead records, and push it back in and associate brand new tasks in a mass assignment format to an individual within the company. So once you're in your Excel application, to access the Excel connector, you're going to want to go to the add-ins area. On the left here, you're going to see a S-Force connector. Hit the little drop-down icon, select S-Force Table Query Wizard, and now you're going to be asked to log into the application. So you're going to use your standard salesforce.com username. You're going to add your password, and then at the end of it, since this is an external application, once you enter your password, you're going to also need to add your security token. And then select Login. And then once you're logged into the application, the Excel connector makes it very simple. It's going to ask us right now to build our table. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to go and pull leads out of my Salesforce org. Now when I want to pull something, really the key piece of information that I need is I need the ID. So the ID that's associated to the lead within Salesforce that makes it unique across the system. But I always like to go lead ID, company name, last name, first name. Just helps me because I'm usually familiar with the people within the database. Here I only want to pull leads that have a converted status of false. So that's all leads that are in the database that have not been converted into an opportunity. I'm going to add that to my query. You can add as many things as you'd like to this query. Now I'm going to run this query and it's going to pull my lead records out and it's going to display them within this Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and rename this spreadsheet Lead ID. Next, I'm going to open a brand new tab. I'm going to go back up top to that S-Force connector menu. I'm going to build another table. And in this situation, I'm going to grab the task record because I want to make new activities for the salespeople. I'm not really concerned with all of these fields, but I'm going to take them all for now, just to keep our little demonstration short. So now I'm going to start building things out in mass using some just the simple things we do every day with Excel. So the priority in the task here, it's going to be low priority calls. Status is going to be not started. For those of you familiar with Salesforce, these are all familiar field types. Subject, these are going to be calls. These are qualifying calls. It's always a good idea to come up with standardization with certain naming schemes within your org. It makes reporting a lot easier, and that'll allow you to do much more with your data. These are all going to be assigned to the wonderful sales rep Chris Murphy. That's me. And that's what we have for now. And we're going to have a due date. The first call I'm going to want made on 4/26. Okay. So everything I've highlighted here, it's going to be standard as I build out all of our new tasks. Now I'm going to go back and pull the leads that we want to assign these tasks to. I'm going to grab the lead ID, the lead IDs from this first worksheet that houses all of our lead information we already pulled out of Salesforce. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to be pasting it into this column, Contact Lead ID. Now I'm going to use standard Excel tools we're all familiar with. I'm going to highlight the row, the cells I want to copy. I'm going to drag them down. If this were my actual sales team, I'd be much more concerned with these dates. I'd want them only to call on real live Monday through Friday dates, so we know that everybody's working when we try to reach them and ask them if they'd like to work with us. Okay, so now that we have that there, so what we have here is we have, let's see, 20 new qualifying call tasks that are associated to the Chris Murphy user within the Salesforce org. These are going to be brand new records that I'm going to insert into Salesforce. So I'm going to type new in the activity ID column, and you're always going to have new typed in there if you're creating new things in your org. Once I've created these filled in new, all of my rows that I want to create are highlighted. So I go back to the salesforce connector menu, insert selected rows. It says you are about to insert 21 task records into Salesforce. This is really exciting. Go ahead and click OK. And so at this point, it's pushed all of these new tasks into my Salesforce org. So now I can come back out, see these tasks, and you can see that we now have all of these qualifying calls that we just created. They're all sitting out on the home screen for the salesperson when they walk in the next morning. That is the simple way that you can easily push data in and out of salesforce.com. And the great thing about this is, let's say you mess something up. Let's say I assign these to the wrong salesperson. All I would need to do to change things is change the Salesforce user, or I can go ahead, all the rows are still highlighted. I just select delete objects, and I've now pulled all of this information out of my Salesforce org. I'm going to refresh this screen here, and when it comes back on, I have no new tasks. So that is a very quick run through on how you can use the Excel connector to Excel using salesforce.com. This has been a how-to brought to you by MCC, Murphy Consulting Company. We wish everybody good luck, and we hope that this little tutorial is going to make your life within salesforce.com much more easy and obviously much more profitable. Thank you, and I hope everybody has a great business quarter.